أهلا بكم أعزائنا المشاهدين وحلقة جديدة من برنامج اسأل مع ميرا. النهاردة very special episode عشان إحنا عندنا very special guest, one of the most intelligent high school student and filmmaker here in Southern California with us in the studio, Danial Mikhail. How are you, Daniel?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming here today. I know you're one of the most important people in your age, and also you are very busy. But thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to talk about that documentary movie about El Zabalin, which is Zabalin area in Cairo, and this is our part of our identity as well. So, do you think it's part of our identity to have like this area with those needy people, and we really need to help them?
Yes, for sure, especially since most of them are Coptic like us. So I think almost 90% of them are. So it's definitely, they are part of us. They're one of us. They believe in the same things that we do. And I think that we should show them attention here, and especially through the church, and even more people in Egypt should do so as well.
Of course. So that's a great actually words. It's very rare, or it's a little bit bizarre for me that you are high school student, very young, very American, and you thinking about like some certain group of people living in Egypt, it's like different part of the world.
Right.
So why, I want to talk to you about I want to ask about your background first, but you grabbed my attention when you said we have to give them attention and also the church. So can you tell me a little bit why El Zabalin area before we go to your background?
Yes, for sure. So one day I was in church, and my dad's cousin was visiting from Egypt, and we started talking, and she was wearing this necklace, and it was made out of soda can tabs, the tabs from soda cans, and so I noticed it, and I thought it was a little bizarre. So I started asking her what is it, where did you get it from? And she did tell me that it was soda can tabs, and that she got it from the Zabalin, and I didn't really know what that was, or or who they were, but I recognized Zabela as trash. So I asked her doesn't that mean trash? And then she said that yes, and that they're these community of garbage collectors in Cairo.
Wow.
And she told me everything about them, how they live amongst the trash, and that's their work, to recycle and sort all the garbage. So I was super curious because I've been to Cairo and I never heard of these people, or I never thought that people like this existed. So I went home and I started watching YouTube videos and looking at
right away
images. Well, yeah, and then because I was super curious, and then so the next time that we went to Egypt, I made it a point to go there, and I'm big in filmmaking. I like filming shots and taking those classes at school. So
tell me, explain your feeling when she was explaining there's some certain people, they live in Egypt, they live among trash, they collect the trash, and this is they do for what they do for living. Did you believe all what she said, or did you imagine it will be that reality?
It was, yeah. It was a little difficult to imagine it. That's why I had to go and watch a bunch of videos and look at a bunch of pictures.
What was your first expression?
I was a little surprised. Yeah, because I thought it was super neat how the necklace was all tied together, and it was a bunch of them, and I thought it was super interesting. So when I first got there, everything that I've seen on the internet and the pictures and the videos, it wasn't enough to actually cover the entire thing. When I went to the Zabalin, it was much different than the pictures and the videos showed. There was much more.
Oh, much more than the pictures. Did you, in your movie, did you get almost the real picture?
Right. I tried. I did a lot of planning before, but it's pretty difficult. I didn't one of the challenges was actually doing what I did, like in my planning, like to actually go and film that, because it's hard, as like I look like a Westerner, and like, the way I dress, and they're not very like welcoming to filmers, especially like me carrying like a big camera around. So I wasn't able, it was pretty difficult to get like all the shots that I wanted to, but still I was able to.
So can you tell me a little bit about your background until we go further?
Yeah, so I'm 17 years old. I'm a senior in high school at Harvard Westlake.
We're so proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. And I was born and raised here in California. And
Egyptian parents?
Egyptian parents, right, Egyptian house. And I like to play tennis and squash, big in Egypt.
Amazing.
Like all racket sports is what I enjoy.
Okay, that's amazing. Very good. So tell me, so this is like a high school project, right? It's a project?
Yeah, somewhat, yeah. Not like tied with school, like for a grade, but it's just kind of for myself. And I use like my school's resources.
So when you told your parents about the idea, so tell me their expressions, and did they told you about like you will find the challenges, it's not easy to go there? What they exactly told you?
Yeah, they said exactly that, and but they were open to the idea, especially because we hadn't been to Egypt for like 2 years, so we wanted to like go again. So this was like a perfect opportunity to do so. Yeah.
So tell me, when you went there, there was any obstacles you faced to film?
Obstacles, yeah. So aside from like the planning stuff that I said, it was kind of difficult to like carry all the bags and the cameras and all the microphones like across.
You were by yourself? You were by yourself?
Well, no, I was with my parents.
Oh, it was your parents?
Yeah, my parents, but like the bag and everything. And then when I went to go film, I have to set it up there, and it was difficult. Same with the people. Like, I don't know, they weren't super welcoming of me to film them, especially like a lot of the women.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know that the children were super happy whenever they saw me with a camera, they would.
When we see the movie, it's like, you know, a whole team was working there, so you should be like very professional.
Thank you. Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you.
So great. Okay, so tell me more. So you decided to go and film at the Billion area.
Yeah.
And you went there, and you said like women, they weren't like very welcoming, but kids and men.
Yeah.
So what the most thing like affected your heart when you were there?
I think it was the children, especially. Like when you're there, there's always something going on. Like there's always like, you always hear like a machine going on in the back, or trucks driving by with loads of trash, like just piled on top. And it's not uncommon to see kids just like playing in the street, like playing soccer, or just like running around. And it's super sad because they're super happy, and they don't know anything else like other than like their street and their life. But the conditions that they live in is super sad. And
did any of those kids told you, I have a dream to be something like that, or I wish if I can get like something like that?
Yeah, almost all of them did, right?
What they told you?
They said that they wanted to be doctors or engineers. A lot of them said they wanted to be like a soccer player like Salah.
Oh, really?
They all love Salah, and they like wear his like, jersey. And yeah, that's pretty much it with their dreams. Also, just to leave. They want to leave and get out and experience like a different life.
Oh, they want to leave this place.
Yeah.
You mean? Okay. Do you think it's healthy, or I always say maybe what we see on TV or those movies, it's like, you know, the extreme, or you know, I'm not sure. Is this really unhealthy for those kids to live there?
Yeah, it is. Like one of the first things that you notice when you're there is like the smell. It's like super disturbing. So I know, and while you're there too, there's like a lot of flies going around, and a bunch of like some dead rodents on the ground, and like a bunch of stray animals. And I know that like some of them, it's definitely very unhygienic there. So a lot of the kids have some like disease. I was talking to one mom, and she was telling us how like her children have hepatitis. Wow. And how it's super hard to get treatment there.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, after you came back, did you told your American friend about what you been through and everything?
Yeah, so I haven't really told a lot of my friends what I've been doing, but I'm like after this comes out, I definitely will. But they always take it as a surprise. Like it's kind of like my initial thought, since we all like grown up here in America, so we kind of think the same way. How it's super surprising, like the conditions that these people live in, and like what they've gone through and how they deal with their daily lives. So it's very different from what we're used to.
Of course. Okay, we hear that there is some certain situations in the life we face, so changes our life. Did you think after you went there and you saw everything like, you know, in reality, did you feel like your heart or your thoughts or something inside you got changed?
Yeah, definitely. It's super sad, especially like as I said before, the children. Like it's completely different from the way that I grew up as a child. Like I know they only have one playground over there, and like the way that they have to like socialize is like they're with each other like in the streets, and it's super narrow streets, and obviously it's unsanitary there. So it's super different from the way that I grew up and the way that I like had my childhood. So now looking at that, you just can't take anything for granted, right? Because we have everything, almost everything here. Yeah.
I know it's really hard for your age to go through this experience, but we thank you so much because we are the growing people. We don't have that courage to do that. Yeah. So what you did is something very, very unique, and I'm sure God will reward you like 100 times. So what do you think? We can watch a little bit of the movie and come back. So everyone, فيلم قصير عن دانيال ميكيل راح عمله في مصر وهو مولود هنا. يعني ما كان ممكن يقول لك طب وانا مالي، لكن كان ممكن يقول لك انا اروح مع اصحابي نتفسح في يوروب مثلا، لكن هو اختار الطريق الصعب وان هو يوري العالم ايه هي مكان الزبالين، وكمان ازاي هنعرف بعد كده ازاي هيقدر يساعدهم. نشوف حتة من الموفي ونرجع لكم تاني.
Egypt is one of the few nations around the world that has been continuously inhabited for over century city. One community, the Zebelin, also known as the garbage people, consists of about 60,000 living in the slums of Cairo. The Zebelin is one of the few predominantly Coptic Christian communities in the capital.
احنا عايشين هنا من 68 سنة 68 يعني مواليدنا هنا. أنا من ضمن الناس ما اتعلمتش، ما دخلتش مدارس عشان أبويا سرحنا على الزبالة، اللي هو لم على الزبالة. ولما ربنا يرضينا بشوية بلاستيك بتاع بناكل منهم عيش.
But despite their sacrifice and perseverance, the socio-political dynamics of Egypt continue to threaten their existence.
أنا دلوقتي اتعودت إن أنا أصحى الصبح أجيب الزبالة من شارع عدلي وعبد الخالق ثروت شارع شريف وسط البلد، بجيب الزبالة وأجي أفرزها، بلاقي لقمة عيش فيها.
The Zebelin trace their origin back to landless farmers that migrated from Upper Egypt in the late 1930s and 40s. They quickly took over the responsibility of collecting the garbage and the disposal of Cairo's solid waste while looking for an alternative to farming. The Zebelin separate their garbage into organic and non-organic materials and use the organic matter to feed pigs, which are unique to this community of Coptics as pigs are considered unclean in Islam, developing a significant and profitable pig farming enterprise. While sorting non-organic solids for recycling like glass, cans, and paper, the Zebelin have developed a profitable business selling recyclables and now using machines like plastic granulators, paper compactors, and grinders to facilitate their work. The highly efficient system of the Zebelin is estimated to recycle up to 80% of the waste that they collect, compared to only 25% in most westernized countries. Some recycled materials are also used to create household products and craft items, like purses or necklaces made from can tabs, and are sold in shops all around Cairo. The Zebelines' income stems from their recycling operations, and thanks to them, Cairo is able to manage its solid waste at virtually no cost to city administrators. Unfortunately, the work of the Zebeline is a huge cost to the well-being of themselves and their families. As difficult as their life already is, the sustainability of the Zebeline has been under threat by both the municipal and national governments, and within the last decade, the Egyptian government began contracting with large multinational corporations to modernize its collection and disposal of solid waste. This would ultimately displace the entire Zebeline by putting them out of work.
أنا ما اتعلمتش فما تحرمنيش إن أنا أكل عيش. واتحرمت من المدارس وحرمت أولادي وبناتي ومراتي. وبشتغل ليل ونهار ويجي في الآخر ياخدها الخواجة ويعيد تدويرها بياخد الاستفادة مني. كده أنا ضعت بقى أولادي ومراتي وكل البيت هيتشرد يبقى تبع البطالة. هتأكلني عيش وهتديني تأمينات. وهيبقى لي معاش وهيبقى لي شهريه خد الزباله لكن بعد كده تاخدها وتقول لي يلا خش تبع البطاله موت لا ما يرضيش ربنا.
Despite these modernization attempts, the garbage trucks familiar to the public today were too big for the small roads of Cairo, and residents now had to take their own garbage to designated collection bins on streets, where garbage began to overwhelmingly pile up across the whole city. This new system proved to be very unpopular within Cairo because residents had become very accustomed to the Zebeline handling their trash. Talat, the founder of the Free Mind Association, explains that he and other organizations try to empower the Zebeline through education.
احنا لما ابتدينا الجمعية ابتدينا علشان نشتغل على حاجتين، على التعليم والفقر. في الفقر احنا عملنا استمارات لحوالي 600 أسرة في الحي هنا.
These girls said that they all have the same goal in life. They want to have a profession that fosters the ability to leave the Zebeline in search of a better life in the future.
طبعا حاجة تزعل شوية.
Yeah.
It's really sad. I shocked actually. So tell me, when people like, you know, those people, they are very poor, they never saw anything of the luxury of the life, when they see someone like you with a camera, they feel like they are like, you know, in the middle of the ocean and someone will grab them or something. Did anyone ask you to do for him anything?
Surprisingly, no, but we definitely did offer to help some kids. I know a lot of them asked for, like a lot of the young boys asked for Salah jerseys, so definitely bought some of them and sent them over, and
that's nice.
we got like their information and everything. So there's a lot of like little kids and families that were asking for stuff, and we definitely like will help them in the future. Yeah.
That's amazing. So you have their contact information.
Yes,
You're planning to go there again and meet with them again and see what changes happen in their life?
Yes, for sure. Hopefully within the next year.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
So tell me about the education. They're trying to get some education. So tell me your goal of all this movie and this trip and this experience.
Yes, for sure. So as of right now in the Zebeline, there's only one school, and it's super small. I visited it. And so, but there's like a lot of kids there. So what they do is that there's different shifts, like 3-hour shifts of schooling.
Wow.
And kids will like go to school just for like 3 hours a day, and then that's it. So that's something that will like need to change in the future, because that's just not enough education to help them like get out and, you know, reach their dreams of becoming doctors and engineers. So what I hope to do is I hope to in the future raise money so that we could somehow get some tutors, or like maybe increase the size of the school and just make the education more of a priority in the Zebeline rather than doing like the garbage collecting. Like even though that's their life, like in the future they're going to need to have education to empower them in like their future lives.
That's very amazing. So this is your goal from the movie, and
Right.
what's your dream future for yourself?
For myself, well, it's my last year in high school, so I'm going to go to college next year, which is kind of scary.
Yeah.
But,
Do you know what major or not yet?
No, not yet. I'm still undecided, but I still have time. I'm applying now, and I'm like super excited though to go to college. And when I'm in college, I'm definitely going to continue helping the Zebulin, especially with my new community of college friends and like
Definitely.
on like the entire campus.
So you're going to expand.
Right, 100%.
Okay, we are so excited to know more about what you're going to do, and if we can do any help. I know you're going to raise money soon. You don't have all the information yet.
Right, it's in the process.
So, yes, so please bring all the information, and hopefully our viewer will help you as well. And tell me, in your age, as I told you, you would like to go to Europe, maybe go play soccer, or go to have some fun with your friends by the beach or surfing or something.
Yeah.
So tell me, you chose to be different, and you chose to do something different and enlighten the world about other people and how they live. How you can encourage people in your age to go and do something to change other people's life, to be a better life?
So taking like inspiration from myself, like I found something that I really liked, which was like filmmaking. Like I started taking filming classes and I think starting in 9th grade, and I'm in 12th grade now, so I've taken filming classes like throughout my entire high school like career. So I think that finding something like that to use it to do something else, like go film people or like make a documentary, is something that's super important. Yeah, so just find something that you like that can make a difference. That's what I...
Okay, great. So tell me a little bit more. Did any of the authority in Egypt try to bother you while you have this camera or anything like that?
Not really like police or like authority, but definitely the people around me. So one of the other struggles was I couldn't really go anywhere by myself, just with like me and my parents. We always had to have someone like guide us around. So we constantly, like my mom was like connecting me with like a bunch of people that had us like drive us around and introduce us to new people. So
like guiding, guiding, okay.
And it was still difficult, even though they saw me with like someone that looked like them, that was one of them. I would still like, get yelled at by people on the street. They would say like put away the camera or whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you feel any offense? Like
no, I didn't take it like personally. Like I was kind of expecting it, but I didn't know it would be like to that extent. So that's why it was a little bit hard to film in certain places.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But like whole experience in general, tell me, are you very happy to do that?
Yes, I'm happy to. I was super happy. It was super fun to do that as well, and like it opened my mind to a different like part of the world and a different part of like our community.
Okay.
And I would definitely do it again. We'll go back to the Zebulin in a year or two and see what's going on.
Okay.
And like reconnect with the people that I met before.
Amazing. So the movie is not completed yet. So we just saw parts of it.
You saw one of the first drafts. I'm still working on it. It's taking like longer than expected to get it all done, but it should be done within the next 2 weeks, I'd say.
Okay,
for sure.
perfect. So what's your expectation when people and your American friends, like pure American friends, will watch it, and other like nationality will watch it? What's your expectation, and what you wish for the feedback to be?
Yeah, I wish that other people will see it as like they would feel sorry for these people and they'd want to take action. So at the end of the film, I'm planning on once I get everything set up, like with the donation and like that, so that they can send some school supplies there or raise money for these people. So that will be something that I'm currently working on, that other people can do that. And I know it's difficult. People won't have the same opportunity as me to go there and like frequently visit. So that's, I think, one of the best ways that I can get people to like help the cause and like stay engaged with what I'm trying to accomplish. Yeah.
Do you believe that someone lived in this atmosphere, if they found the correct and real attention, they will get better, or maybe they will stick as they are?
No, absolutely. I think they will get better. So like one thing I noticed there is that everybody is super hardworking, and like their number one ability, like their number one priority is just to keep working and to survive. So I haven't mentioned this yet, but as of right now, like the Egyptian government has started to contract like multinational companies to start doing the work at the Zebulun, and they already have been doing so. So this would ultimately displace the Zebulun into doing the work that they've done their entire lives just by hiring other foreign companies to do it for them.
Okay, and this is bad, right?
And this is bad for the Zebulun because they won't have work and they won't know what to do with their lives because this has consumed their entire lives. Some of them have never left their street.
Yes.
So if other people are doing their work, like foreigners from Europe or whatever,
yeah, what they're gonna do?
Yeah,
The government has to provide some kind of, of employment for them or something. Yeah. Okay, so hopefully everything is good, and I am amazed of all what you're doing.
Thank you.
And I need like few words to motivate everyone to do different, or to do something different for the world.
Okay, so. Like as I said before, just find something that you really love to go out and like help the community around you, because you wouldn't be what you are without the people around you, and just find the connection with a lot of people. Like for me, like the connection with the Zebulun was the religion, and I felt I was super sad and bothered by the fact that nobody is helping them besides. Even the government is trying to displace them by hiring other companies to do their work. So, I mean, that's exactly like my motivation to help with the Zebulun. And I think if other people find that as well, then they can go out and help their community.
Okay, so every person of us has like a role model in his life. And I know your parents always with you, they always support you. So can you tell me a little bit of your parents and their role in your life?
Yes, for sure. So my parents are always supporting me, and they almost never say no, and they will do everything for me, and especially because I asked to go to the Zebulun, and they said yes, and obviously now all of this is happening, so it wouldn't be possible without them. And I think another one of my role models is my grandfather. He's watching now, so he's old now, but he always keeps on working, and he loves Egypt, so he keeps going back to work. And even though it's difficult for him, so he motivates me to keep working harder and to never give up in doing something that you love.
That's very amazing, and I want to say hello, Grandpa. And I wanna ask you something very important. In 10, 15 years, how do you imagine your life? You want to be like a helper to help other people? How important to be a giver, in your opinion?
Yeah.
I know you're so young, but you already started very early.
I think it's very important. I think it's something that we should all try to achieve in life. As for me, like, I don't know, I'm going to go to college, and I don't know what I'm studying yet, but maybe I'll definitely use my work to go out and do stuff like this in other communities as well. Possibly if I pursue something in law, I can work with other human rights organizations and maybe start my own just to help the community, like not only in Egypt but here in California as well.
Why is it so important to help the community?
Because without them we wouldn't be what we are now. This is what we've been through, and this is our community. It's our duty to give back to them. Yeah.
You know, I see you like a congressman or something. You need to think about that.
Maybe, yeah.
Your heart was the people.
Scary, yeah. But
That's amazing. I'm so happy to be able to watch the movie and to see you, and maybe we can, before we leave, we can see a little bit of the movie again, and we can come and say goodbye for the viewers. So لو المخرج بعد إذنك نجيب حتة تاني من الفيلم قبل ما نقفل الحلقة يكون ممتاز جدا، واحنا فخورين وفرحانين جدا جدا بدانيال. He's amazing، يعني icons for like young people in his age actually، وكمان احنا يعني هو رول موديل فظيع جدا لينا كلنا. نشوف حتة من الموفي ونرجع تاني.
consist of about 60,000 living in the slums of Cairo. The Zebbaline is one of the few predominantly Coptic Christian communities in the capital.
احنا عايشين هنا من 68 سنة 68 يعني مواليدنا هنا. أنا من ضمن الناس ما اتعلمتش ما دخلتش مدارس عشان أبويا سرحنا على الزبالة اللي هو لم على الزبالة. ولما ربنا يرضينا بشوية بلاستيك بتاع بناكل منهم عيش.
But despite their sacrifice and perseverance, the socio-political dynamics of Egypt continue to threaten their existence.
أنا دلوقتي اتعودت إن أنا أصحى الصبح أجيب الزبالة من شارع عدلي وعبد الخالق ثروت شارع شريف وسط البلد بجيب الزبالة وأجي أفرزها بلاقي لقمة عيش فيها.
The Zebbaline trace their origin back to landless farmers that migrated from Upper Egypt in the late 1930s and 40s. They quickly took over the responsibility of collecting the garbage and the disposal of Cairo's solid waste while looking for an alternative to farming. The Zebbaline separate their garbage into organic and non-organic materials and use the organic matter to feed pigs, which are unique to this community of Coptics as pigs are considered unclean in Islam, developing a significant and profitable pig farming enterprise. While sorting non-organic solids for recycling like glass, cans and paper, the Zebbaline have developed a profitable business selling recyclables and now using machines like plastic granulators, paper compactors and grinders to facilitate their work. The highly efficient system of the Zebbaline is estimated to recycle up to 80% of the waste that they collect, compared to only 25% in most westernized countries. Some recycled materials are also used to create household products and craft items, like purses or necklaces made from can tabs, and are sold in shops all around Cairo. The Zebbaline's income stems from their recycling operations, and thanks to them,
طبعا موفي حلو جدا. We thank you so much. أنا شايفة إن أنت كنت محضر حاجات كتير. Anything I did not ask you and you would like to clarify it for the viewers?
Maybe just one more thing about what I hope to achieve there. As I said before, I know that education is super important for them, the kids to achieve their dreams. So one project that I'm currently working on and that I plan to continue to work on in college is setting up a tutoring system. Because in Egypt, I know, or anywhere, math and English are super important, just in life and just to pursue a profession. So I hope in the future to get, they don't have internet there, or they don't really have Wi-Fi, so I hope that we can raise enough money to set up some sort of internet system and use iPads to Skype and tutor the kids there. Yeah. So.
That's amazing indeed, and I wish all your dreams for the Zebbaline and all your dreams in general comes true.
Thank you.
I need the promise from you that you come back soon.
I will come
after
back,
you set up everything, and we'll do another episode, because that's very important. We cannot cover it in one episode. But I know you're in school. This is last year in high school, right?
Last year, yes.
Yeah, and I know you have lots of work to do. But thank you so much. Thank you for your parents too, for driving you here. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And do you like to say anything for your friends in the school to inspire them?
No, I guess so. Just thank you for supporting me. I haven't really told a lot of my friends of what I'm doing, so this is kind of going to be a surprise to them. So
that's amazing. And we wish to see all the movie when it's done.
For sure, it should be soon.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Danial Mikhail, and we are so proud of you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. أعزائنا المشاهدين، كنا فرحانين جدا جدا بدانيال. هو بجد يعني مثل يكون أعلى لكل الشباب اللي في سنه، وكمان لينا إن إحنا نحاول نغير حاجة. الواحد ما بيبقاش قادر يغير نفسه. تخيل إن هو ولد صغير عنده 17 سنة، يعني لسه سنه صغير، تين ايج، وقال لك لا أنا مش هغير نفسي، بس أنا هغير قلوب ناس وأحلام ناس، وعايز يعلمهم، عايز يعمل لهم سكايب علشان يعمل لهم tutoring through Skype. It's a great idea. عايز يعني يخلي حياتهم أحسن، يدخل لهم إنترنت وطبعا هو وكل اصحابه وكل الناس اللي هتشترك في الموضوع ده ممكن صوتهم يوصل فعلا للحكومه في مصر، وانهم يحسنوا حياه الناس دول. وكمان احنا اللي نقدر نعمله دلوقتي ان احنا نصلي لهم، وكمان نسبورت دانيال and his idea. احنا بشكركم جدا جدا. لو عندك ابنك اتمنى ان انت تشجعه ان هو يعمل اي حاجه، علشان خاطر لما بتعلم اولادك بيدوا الحاجات دي للكوميونتي، وهو بيرجع لهم ثقه بالنفس وقوة، ويعني بيكونوا الناس كويسين جدا في المستقبل. أنا بشكركم جدا على إن أنتم شفتوا الحلقة، وعايزة أقول لكم إن الساعة 4:30 بتوقيت كاليفورنيا النهاردة معانا تالين أند كارولين سعد، وهم بيعملوا ريموديلينج. لو أي حد عايز يعمل ريموديل لهيز هاوس أو هيز كومباني، بليز تتفرجوا على الحلقة النهاردة اسأل مع ميرا. عملت لكم النهاردة حلقتين عشان بحبكم جدا جدا، وأنا فرحانة جدا جدا إن أنا معاكم النهاردة طول اليوم. دايما شوفوني وتابعوني، وربنا حافظ عليكم، واشوفكم كمان شويه مع تالين وكارولين سعد. باي باي.